Our lesson of reflection today is on God's law versus man's law. God's law, given to Moses, is called the 10 Commandments. These are for all Jews and all Christians of every denomination to follow, and they leave no wiggle room at all. They are written very concretely. You can read them and have no questions. So too with Christ's own laws. Jesus has only one great commandment, but 2 laws. All are so simple, but these are the things with which people have the greatest difficulty in adhering to in daily living, and also in following them. From the 10 Commandments: not stealing, not committing adultery, not bearing false witness, not coveting, not killing. These happen, but they don't happen every day for 87% of the population of the country, or 94% of the world's population. But that is the rate at which people admit they fail the greatest commandment. Love one another as I have loved you. This requires no explanation. He loves us unconditionally. There are no yeah buts, except fors, or anything. He loves us unconditionally. Our love for one another need be the same versus I love you if, or I only love you until X comes back, or you only want me for my money, sex, house, insert anything here. That isn't love. The first law: do unto others as you would have them do unto you. In the 21-year-old to 39-year-old group, 98% admit, I see no reason to do this. This serves no purpose in the real world. When you hear that, don't you lose hope for the future. Doesn't that just make you so sad for those people that believe that? The rates of response in other adult groups: 40-year-old, 49-year-old, 2% believe that it serves no purpose. 50 to 59-year-olds, 1% believe that. 60-year-old plus, no one believes that. The second law: love thy neighbour as thyself. A neighbour does not mean your physical next door neighbour, but it means all persons. You will love all other humans as you love yourself. Again, the young people don't believe this. Rule 1: charity to those less fortunate than you. This is the corollary of love thy neighbour and love one another as I have loved you. This is scripturally based on Isaiah 58, 1-5, and it passes on to the Gospel of Matthew 25, 31-46. Then the king will say to those on his right, Come, you who are blessed by my Father, take your inheritance, the kingdom prepared for you since the creation of the world. For I was hungry, and you gave me something to eat. I was thirsty, and you gave me something to drink. I was a stranger, and you invited me in. I needed clothes, and you clothed me. I was sick, and you looked after me. I was in prison, and you came to visit me. Then the righteous will answer him, Lord, when did we see you hungry and feed you, or thirsty and give you something to drink? When did we see you a stranger and invite you in, or needing clothes and clothe you? When did we see you sick or in prison and go to visit you? The king will reply, Truly, I tell you, whatever you did for the least of my brothers and sisters, you did for me. When you deny any of these things to any of the least of these people, you are denying it to the Son of God. Think of these when you hear leaders of churches, elected leaders of this country, the myopic leaders of this or that group, who now only help one type of person, but leave all others crying in the dark. And see how the politicians vote to cut off funding to programs for the poor. How church leaders refuse entry to the poor and give $0 of their personal millions, or ever see them go out in any but brand new cars, the most stylish $1 million clothes, but nothing for the homeless or hungry, ever. These laws are the values of God for humans versus the false laws humans interposed over God's laws, as in the gospel. Charitable donation caps, human laws interposed over God's laws. Think about what God's expectations are. How he didn't send away the deaf, the leper, or leave anyone hungry. They all had full bellies, because that was what the most important thing was that day. May you all join together to determine what is important and complete that task as one body, one family, one Christian community.